Hey everyone, Nick Shaheen here looking at Affirm. AFRM is the ticker. Up big time, 45%, 48% today. Who'd have thunk it? We did. So anyway, on the way down, it was a painful trade to try and catch a falling knife, but it was done. And my thesis was, when I shared it with the members, was that I don't think Wall Street still understands what this company does. So it was a long-term long, and it played out. Whether you sold puts in it on bad days, or you bought in-the-money calls way out in time, or call spreads, you got paid today. So what if you're not on board today and you're chasing? So let me give you, I don't need to make the fundamental argument anymore, because basically the headline proves it, that they have so many ways they can go with their model, and that was the basis for mine. I thought that they touch the retail one-on-one, and then they can do side deals with mega retailers in the back end. So it's like a two-fronted model at least, not to mention all the financing stuff they can monetize. So it was a slam dunk long back then. Right here, there are some technical considerations, and I'll share with you the charts as they were untouched. So I'll unveil what I had before. So the opportunity was resistance line. Now is the opportunity, and I thought the upside target would be here, and this red line was a prior fail, so that's where I expected them that they would hit the first snag once they did this. And look how closely they traced our yellow line. Meanwhile, we were tracking the progress. Why was that important? Because part of the going long was selling puts, meaning I wanted to buy shares lower, but if not, hey, why not make money out of thin air? So higher lows indicated some progress from the sentiment perspective with the buyers. Now, this box was also there from before, and this is basically the open range, and I expect it to be, not just for that reason, I expect it to be resistance. It's wide because it was where they started, then they went to the moon, and then they fell apart. They didn't spend enough time to hang out, but it was an area of sharp drop. Kind of like they tried to hold whatever, 91, 92, pick a line, and then they just puked it, like in an ugly way. So once they come back, all of these are potential sellers if they've been stuck. So I anticipate this not being an obvious point of entry. Long term depends on my time horizon, maybe, but I'm one to not chase. So if I'm long, this is where I book profits or lock profits. So if I'm long calls, boy, do I have options. I can sell covered calls, I can sell most and leave some runners and roll them out. There's so much you can do. If I'm long shares, I can sell covered calls against those shares. If you don't know what that is, please don't go out and do anything. I'm not recommending anybody do anything, but I'm saying if I'm long this and if I'm long that. So personal preference, of course. I'm one to lock profits when I see them, especially when markets are at all-time highs going into a taper, which is the beginning of the end of the stimulus. That's it. The QE is gone, starting the taper. That's step one. Taper, 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 stop completely buying. The taper runs out of the 120 billion a month. However fast that is depends on what they tell us in November. 10 billion a month, 20 billion a month, 40 billion a month. 10 billion a month, it takes them a year. I doubt they'll do that. That's an insult. So 6 months, 4 months, they're done with tapering. And then what? Next step would be QT, quantitative tightening, which is offloading the shit they've been buying. So, selling assets off their balance sheet. That's taking money out of the economy. And then, of course, raising rates, which I don't see them doing for a long, long time. They can't afford it. Anyway, back to Affirm. This is not an obvious point of entry, but if you're a part of us, you're already long the stock, or at least not short it. The fundamentals stand on their own. It was a slam dunk opportunity on bad days. The concept was great. The sellers were overzealous with it. I didn't understand what they were selling, so we jumped in long. Anyway, from here I wouldn't start longs short term.